lied. He'll lie. I'm gonna kill him.
You're pretty proud of him, aren't you?
He's my brother, ain't he?
He's a lot of other things, too.
We're scared like this no-account gunslinger, and you listen to me, because I want you to tell me the truth, and I want it straight.
I'm gonna nail his hide to the barn.
I'm coming for him.
Pat Hingle guest stars with Richard Boone as Heck Ramsey in The Mystery of Chalk Hill.
You look terrible. From this side of my eyes, everything looks terrible. I got more vapors than a stagnant swamp.
How about a hair of the dog?
Oh, no booze. Not a hangover. I was to a church social last night.
You at a church social?
It was Nora's idea. We thought it might be an uplifting experience for the boy.
I knew you two have been pretty thick of recent, but I never thought she'd get you inside a church.
Now, wait a minute. I'm gentle to Hackmore, but I'm not saddle broke.
What'd you do after the social?
Nora volunteered us to fold up the chairs.
If folding chairs affects you this way, you better swear off.
Well, there was 4 gallons of peach ice cream left over, and me and the boy...
Ate it all.
No, about halfway through, it started to taste like butter. Ever since then, I've been hotter than a depot stove or colder than a dead Eskimo.
Hot and cold flashes, eh, Heck? I think you're going through the change.
Uh-huh.
This ought to do the trick.
Uh-huh. What the hell was that?
Creosote and castor oil. Now, you get over to Madam Gladys's. Get yourself a steam bath.
Tried that this morning. Didn't do any good.
Oh, well, take this over to the pharmacy. Nora will fill it for you.
What's that say?
One of the first courses you take in medical school, illegible handwriting, 1A. Do you think you can find your way to Nora's?
If I get lost, I'll put up some smoke.
All right, sir. Why aren't you in school?
You know all that peach ice cream I had at the social?
Yeah.
I throw up all night. I don't have to go to school.
Heck, I'll be right out.
Did you throw up all night, too?
No.
You should have. They'd let you off work.
Young man, if you're too sick to be in school, then you're too sick to be out of bed. Come on, back in the feathers for you. Say, thanks for coming to the church social last night. I won $3.25.
How'd you do that?
Some of the girls bet I couldn't get you there.
Well, it was the peach ice cream that did it.
Would you like some more?
God, no. Whew. Doc Coogan gave me that. Said it'd fix me right up. Yeah.
Dr. Coogan wrote this for you.
Yeah, well, I know it looks like a hummingbird's been stomping around with muddy feet looking for a worm, but it's a proper prescription.
Oh.
the Sam Hill is that?
That's an asafoetida bag. You wear it around your neck.
Well, that smells like halfway between Limburger cheese and a wet Airedale.
It's of the leek family. A little onion, a little garlic. It's an old folk remedy. It's supposed to ward off chills and fever.
Around my neck? Well, anybody that would kiss a man wearing a thing like that has got to have a lot of grit. Whew.
Or love. That's a word that doesn't come easy for you, does it, Hick Ramsey?
Well, I feel it, and I mean it. But the word just sticks on my back teeth whenever I try to say it.
Well, feeling it is more important than saying it. This is a work day for me. I've got a lot of prescriptions to fill. Oh, and I have a Mr. James Sachet paying a call.
What the blue blazes is a Mr. James Sachet?
He's a decorator out of New York. I'm thinking of having my bedroom repapered. Something a bit more masculine, I think.
You get something masculine out of a fella called Sachet, and I'll bathe in the hog trough. Still, you're lucky. You got to spend a couple hours with Mr. Sachet. And I got a whole day of Oliver.
Goodbye.
Wow. That's me. Asafoetida.
Well, Mr. Ramsey, what have you learned from Dr. Freud?
The paranoids are out to get me. It's me. Asafoetida.
Have you seen this latest issue of the Gazette? No. The editor claims that there are 6 prisoners in this jail, and every one of them has a serious injury incurred during apprehension. Mr. Ramsey, is this true?
That is a base canard. It is a bald-headed, barefooted lie.
You mean they're not hurt?
I mean, there's 7 of them,
Is number 7 all in one piece?
except for his teeth.
What happened?
Well, I was feeling a mite poorly this morning, so I stopped by at Madame Gladys's to have a steam bath. And some friends brought flannel-mouthed Dobie in to get him sobered up, lest he beat up his mother again. I told him to be quiet twice.
And when he wouldn't, you knocked all his teeth out,
No, during the apprehension, his teeth fell out, and I just happened to step on them.
leaving this department wide open for a civil suit for damages.
Well, what about me? Now, did you ever step on a set of dentures on a cold morning in your bare feet? That's smarts!
What about the others?
Well, them that hadn't got the guts to resist arrest haven't got the grit to commit a crime.
I see. So now you not only arrest the party, you provide the punishment as well.
Well, there's extenuating circumstances, like necessary force.
And you seem to be invoking it with increasing eventuality. A warning, Mr. Ramsey, on record. I will no longer tolerate your rampant tendencies toward mayhem.
Well, you show me some civilized felons, and then I'm going to show you some civilized law enforcement.
Boy, oh boy, do we have some dillies on these here wanted posters. Here's a fella that puts on a dress, kisses deputy sheriffs, and robs from the church poor box. Here's a fella that makes keys to mailboxes. Oh, listen here, get this one. An interior decorator named Gentleman Jim, con man, part-time burglar, full-time rapist, has a rose tattooed on the back of his hand. Underneath the rose is M-O-T-H-E-R.
Mother?
Mother?
I rather like this one.
That one. Perhaps for the corral, madame, but for the boudoir, much too outdoorsy. If madame will permit, voila.
Oh.
May I say, madame, that your hair is more lustrous than the glint of the sun from an Arctic glacier, and your eyes have the spark of summer lightning.
You may, but you don't have to. I'm going to buy some wallpaper anyway. Do you happen to have this with a little more brown in it?
I just might.
Stop it! Do anything!
Get out of here now!
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Heck, Ramsey. You're a bully and a boor. You brutalized that poor man just because he was here. I'd heard talk you were a violent man, but I always thought it happened somewhere else.
That man was...
The perfect gentleman. Till you came crashing in here like... Oh. In the future, it might be better if we didn't walk out together anymore. Oh.
You did it again.
Exactly what did I do again?
You brought in a suspect with knuckle marks all over him.
Well, I got a few on me, too. Now, he'll probably survive if his wounds don't prove fatal.
Is it a physical impossibility for you to make an arrest without getting physical?
I could have shot him. He pulled this on me.
Not 10 minutes ago, I warned you about this sort of thing.
Didn't agree with you.
When I saw you at the church social last night, I had some hope.
So did I. Oh, so did I.
Do you realize what that newspaper will do to this department now?
Will you look at what that just did to me?
You leave me no choice. You're on temporary suspension.
You make that suspension permanent. I quit.
Yeah.
Hello, Mac.
Chief, sir.
I'm sorry about that little misunderstanding we had.
Think nothing of it.
Forget what I said about the suspension.
In all good conscience, I can't do that.
I'm apologizing.
I'm accepting. Just we don't see eye to eye about law enforcement. Kid misbehaves, you tell him to go stand in the corner.
What's that got to do with anything?
What if that kid pulls a gun and tells you to go to hell?
When I spoke out at you earlier, I really wasn't talking at you. I have other men under me. If you brought in a beat-up suspect and I condoned it, they might become a bit over-enthusiastic.
Well, sir, that is your administrative problem. Being a peace officer's hard enough. I can't work with my hands tied behind me.
You have any place to go?
Yep.
Any chance you'll be back?
Well, Oliver, you keep your eyes on that Main Street. You see this hat coming down the street, and I'm under it, and I'll be back. Come in, Nora.
Heck,
You and Oliver working in cahoots.
we argued for 5 minutes about who'd come in first. Oliver didn't do too well?
Afraid not.
Heck, I was wrong.
Well, now. Would you like that chiseled in granite, or marble, or painted on your mailbox?
I don't think I deserve sarcasm.
Oh, there's no sarcasm. You're just the first woman I ever met that was man enough to admit that she was wrong.
Oh, I'll walk out with you, Heck. Anytime.
How about for the rest of your life?
Ooh, I don't know. You're a terrible housekeeper. But that's what I'm good at.
Among other things, I hope.
You should see me with a mortar and pestle.
You think we should get married or something?
We'll get married or nothing.
Oh, well, ladies like you are a bane on bachelorhood.
Are you a bachelor, Heck?
Well, that's what I set out to be. But it's getting harder all the time.
Well, I have a good life here, Heck.
No, not here.
Where then?
Up north, in Enid. Charlie Hollister's a marshal. There's an old friend been asking me forever to come to work for him, and you'll love his wife. And besides, Enid is one hell of a place for a honeymoon.
What's so great about it?
There's nothing there to distract you.
Oh, what about my pharmacy?
Well, there's a lot of sick and puny people up there in Enid, and they're going to need all kinds of prescriptions.
But I'm doing so well here.
And I am unemployed here.
Oliver will take you back in a minute.
I won't take Oliver back that quick.
You are overwhelming.
All right, now you listen to me. I'm going to go on up to Enid, and I'm going to make all the preparations, and when you get there, oh, we're going to be ready for you.
I was 10 last time I seen him. But I got it in my head what it'll look like when he comes. He'll be riding a shiny black with a star on his head and a silver bit to chew on. And Dixie, he'll have a flat sombrero and his gun on the left for a cross draw, and there won't be a man alive can beat him. Or dead either, if there's any way to prove it.
He's coming through, you say?
Yeah.
When?
Any time now. Texican fella told the barber.
Oh! Well, Josh, you don't tell all you know, do you?
You're blocking my view, Aunt Rhody.
Do you hear me?
What's the matter, Annie?
They tell me over at Chandler's that you lost $84 at stud poker last night. Well, them Haggis boys mean to get it out of you one way or another.
They'll get it.
How? You gonna draw 'em some of them greenbacks on that there paper?
I told you they'll get it, Aunt Rhody.
Well, they's growed men. They's mean. And they don't care a bag of beans that your daddy is a deputy marshal.
Get on your way, Aunt Rhody.
Ah! Don't you give me none of your sass rants. You ain't too big for me to turn over my knees, cigar and all. Come on, Charlie.
When do we get the money?
I told you.
Tell me again.
Look, you gotta hold things in your head, Rance.
I know, but...
This time it's important, and I want you to remember.
When?
Friday, about 2 in the afternoon. Now, I want you to say it over a dozen times so you remember it. Friday at 2.
Friday at 2. Friday at 2. Friday at 2. How am I going to stop the stage all by myself?
I told you that, too. I'm going to stop it for you. Can you remember that?
Sure, Josh.
The foot of Chalk Hill. Right? There.
Ouch! That's what I need.
Well, you better get a sponge to mop up the blood.
Would you spell that for me, please, Mr. Ramsey?
Nora, N-O-R-A.
No, I have that. Her surname, please.
Muldoon, M-U-L-D-O-O-N.
Occupation?
She runs a drugstore in New Prospect.
Spencer?
No, she's a widow with a 7-year-old boy.
Fella should have a tailor-made suit to get married in.
Well, I would have if I had the time.
So what's the rush? You'll be married forever.
Faith?
Well, I'll take some if you're offering.
No, I mean the bride's faith.
You know, I never thought to ask her.
Put down Jewish.
Muldoon?
Why not?
Oh, well, son, those just aren't going to do it all. See, for this kind of thing, we need some big flowers, some important flowers, sort of wedding-looking flowers, huh? Now, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Here's 2 bits. Now, you tell those fellas outside that I want some big, important-looking flowers. And I'm not going to ask you where you got them. You get 2 bits more on delivery, all right? Scoop.
Tell me, how come you didn't get married in New Prospect?
Well, I got a theory. If you can't get the best man to the wedding, you bring the wedding to the best man.
All right, I'll have it ready for you in an hour.
Thanks. See you, Reverend.
Oh, what about the bride's faith?
I told you. Put down Jewish.
Delayed.
That's what it says.
How long?
Well, we'll find out when she gets here. Half hour overdue at Willow Creek Station right now. But don't worry. We'll get her here in time for the wedding.
Wow, it's the bridegroom. Hi. Are they going to have your suit ready?
Well, he said he'd have it in an hour.
Oh, that's good. And I think we're going to have to use canned fruit and the punch. There isn't a fresh orange in the whole town.
That'd be fine. Where's Charlie?
Oh, he went to Center Wire for the stagecoach. And you know they have a new lemonade powder that you just mix with water. I think I'll use that.
They got no idea what's holding it up. Last time it was late, it was a flash flood, washed out the bridge. But there's not a cloud in the sky. Now, why that thing had to pick the day of all days to be late.
Oh, did you see about the folding chairs?
I'll do it. Do it right now.
Anybody checking on the stage?
Willow Creek agent took off a couple of minutes ago. Now, don't worry, boy, that bride is going to make it.
Admit it isn't much, but it's the best we could do. Clean it up, beat the carpet, and fresh curtains.
Well, be some flowers.
Well, there just aren't any around. Now, they've got some paper ones over at the funeral home.
No.
Well, I told them to put some greens around. And we can give you breakfast in your room tomorrow. Champagne's compliments of the house.
No, appreciate that.
Imported. $4 a bottle. She's going to be dry when she gets off that stage.
Flowers.
Mr. Ramsey, I got him.
Those are beautiful. Just beautiful. Where'd you get them?
Well,
Oh, I said I wouldn't ask. All right, that was the deal, and here's your money. 2 bits and 2 bits more.
thanks.
I'm sorry, Mr. Ramsey. I got some bad news. The Willow Creek station wired. There's been a stage holdup.
I'm afraid your lady and her little boy are dead.
This would be, what is it, the 5th or the 6th?
I don't know. You got the records, Tom.
6th, I think. Hold steady, boy. Open up now. That's it.
What happened?
You just said number 6, Josh.
Huh?
You're at Willow Creek Station.
Where's the stage?
How much do you remember?
Stage. The woman. And the boy. Where are they? I felt it coming on like the last time. And I told the lady, and she thumped on the roof for him to stop. Then,
what else?
Don't push him.
Black man.
What black man?
I don't know. He wore a mask on his face. Bandana.
What did he do?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Try.
I'm tired.
Keep trying. You got to try, Josh. You can remember it was a black man. You can remember the rest of it. Try. Josh, try. Try, boy. Try.
Well, there's no point in pushing him. He was out. We had to wrestle him and hold him still and jam a stick between his teeth. The lady seemed to know what to do. Hank and I were holding him, and he was foaming at the mouth and thrashing around like the devil was in him. We were hunkered over him trying to figure out what to do when they came up behind us and threw down on us. Then they got the money pouch.
2 of them.
One. The other must have been covering him from the rocks. We could hear his horse up there.
Black man.
Yeah, I could see that much. By the time I turned around, he was back on his horse. Hank pulled a 6-gun that he had in his boot and fired away. He winged him. I could see that he was hit. And he shot back, and Hank went down.
Nobody else got hit?
No, he took off like a banshee. I grabbed Hank's pistol and went after him.
Well, what about the other one?
Well, I guess I wasn't thinking too good. I ran after him over that ridge about a quarter of a mile or more, lost him. By the time I stopped, he heard some shots down by the stage. When I got back, well, they were there on the ground, and Kid was thrashing around with that stick still in his mouth. I wish I could tell you more, but that's it. That's all of it.
It's Willa. I brought you some coffee and something to eat. Can you drink some?
I'm obliged.
Oh, Hank. I wish that there was something that I could say, but
No.
Can you eat something?
Well, I guess it's time to get started. What time's the funeral?
It was yesterday.
Oh, God!
I'll give you a turn.
Some.
I didn't mean to. I was up under that tree yonder sketching. Come here now and again.
You feeling better?
Yeah. They don't last long. Hell to pay when they're on me, but they go as quick as they come. Here, looky here.
Well, how'd you find time to do that?
Well, it don't take long. You want it, you can have it. Pa says you know Dixie.
About as well as I care to, I expect.
He's a bad man. Best gun. Mean as they come.
He's all of that.
When was the last time you saw him?
About a year ago. I'm sorry, son, I've got to get going. Thanks for the picture.
Too bad about the lady and the boy. Nice woman. I talked to her on the stage. I was gonna do some pictures of your wedding. That's how come I took off from Gabe's.
Gabe?
Yeah, Rawlins. Alamo Ranch. I live there. Pa pays for schooling and keep. Gabe says I'll be a better artist than he is if I work at it.
How far is Gabe's from Chalk Hill?
About a half hour. Hardly got settled on the stage before it happened.
And you don't remember anything about it?
Nope. You saw Dixie a year ago?
What's Dixie got to do with it? With what happened at Chalk Hill?
Nothing. It's just I ain't seen him since I was 10. How'd he look?
You're pretty proud of him, aren't you?
Well, he's my brother, ain't he?
He's a lot of other things, too.
Yeah, he sure is.
Well, sir, he looked hard as a hickory nut. Mean as a rattlesnake. Had a .44 with a dozen notches on it.
On the left for a cross draw?
And the look in his eyes said, "Lawman, you want to run me down to Fort Smith for mileage money? You come right ahead."
Sounds like Dixie, all right. He got no use for lawmen. That's why he changed his name to Hamlet, 'cause Pa's a deputy.
You're sure you don't remember anything about Chalk Hill?
Nope. Dixie's coming through, you know. Texican fella told the barber. Come through any time now.
Josh, why don't you keep this? It's nice. But I just got no place to put it.
Sure.
Well, you'd best get back to your sketching.
If you see Dixie before I do, you tell him I'm waiting.
I'll do that. Well, there's no doubt about it. Kid's an artist.
Oh, Charlie has great hopes for him.
How about you?
Well, I do too, of course.
I knew his mother, Marietta. I suppose somebody had high hopes for her. Mother, daddy, somebody. Charlie sure did when he married her.
I never knew her.
Charlie ever talk about her much?
Why are you asking this?
Well, it's been on my mind for some reason for the last hour or two. Well, it's easy to see where Josh got his talent. You know, she had the most beautiful soprano voice you ever heard in your life. My goodness, she could have gone any place. New York, opera, Europe, any place in the world she wanted.
Yeah. Charlie told me about her.
But she had a crazy streak. Screw loose someplace and it all went to waste. She wound up a drunk, fell down the second floor stairs and broke her neck.
Hey, why are you telling me this?
Been on my mind since I talked to Josh out there in that graveyard. He was out there sketching. Just thinking about Last time I'd seen him, he was a little boy then. 4, maybe 5, living with Charlie down at Fort Smith. Dixie was gone, and Charlie had a kind of housekeeper to take care of Josh while Charlie and I were out riding in the nations. Charlie had high hopes for him even then. My, he was a pretty little boy. Jumped up in my lap, put his arms around my neck. See, he doesn't remember me, of course. He was too little.
I think I know what you're getting at.
Sure you do. Because I was talking to that boy today, out there at the graveyard. I got that same cold chill in my stomach I used to get with his mother. When a boy gets his growth, he goes where his mind and his muscle and his heart and his conscience takes him.
Would you please go?
Sorry. Hank, you're looking better.
Gonna make it, I expect. They want to run me to that railroad hospital up in Enid, but I wouldn't have none of it. Seems to me more people come out of a hospital feet first than straight up.
Charlie been by?
Pretty busy fella. But your woman got killed, they tell me.
Yes, it was. Hank, I reckon you told your story a dozen times or more.
Much as I can recall.
You sure it was a black man?
Just about.
Well, that's not enough. There's only one black family around here.
Obie Watson. Could have been him. Hard to tell, though. Most of his face covered up.
What about the voice?
Might have been. I never did see the other fella.
Could have been his boy.
Maybe.
Willie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thanks, Hank.
Sorry about your woman. We done what we could, but,
Stay out of the way, Andy. Now you're going to be all right, son. Andy, come here. Get down, Andy.
Now step down. You be one of the Watsons.
Wooly.
Obie's oldest boy. I know your daddy.
He told me. I seed you up to Willow Creek Station talking to Hank. Now, he likely told you that he think it's me who's done the shooting.
All he said was a black man.
That mean we're elected, don't it? No other candidate fits the qualifications.
You do something for me. Pick up that horse's left hind foot. How long you been riding this horse?
Since he was a yearling. He was stolen the morning before the holdup. He came home by himself the night after it all happened. Found him in the corral.
Why are you following me?
My daddy told me you was a tough man, but a fair one. They're down at the ranch right now, a bunch of white yahoos fixing to hang him.
You boys, back off now. You remember what I told you.
We gonna get him sooner or later.
Get him out here, Charlie! Wait for Charlie! Hey, we can't get
Looks like it's gonna be a long night.
Reckon they'll fire the house?
No, I'd feel a lot more comfortable if they didn't have that jug.
Well, you best put a ridge or two between you and them, at least for tonight. Stay around where we can find you when we want you. You're not out of this yet, not by a long chalk. I'll take care of your daddy.
You want to get it done, you got to do it. Marshal, I'm coming for him.
You hear me?
You come at the right time.
Where are your men?
Up from the Gray's Ranch. Got wind of this on my way home.
Who's the big man? You're on the way.
Tolliver.
Don't give me no fish eye, Hick Ramsey. I never brought him here.
For a second-rate horse thief, you're making a mighty big splash around here.
You're the only one ever called me second-rate.
They get drunk enough, they'll fire this house.
Tolliver. Well, I expect it's time we found out what Mr. Tolliver's made of.
Just like that guy at Tishomingo, remember?
Only that time you bit the bullet. Cover me.
I'll do it.
We want Obey! Yeah, we want Obey now! All right, fellas. We're going to hold a trial right here.
We already had a trial.
What more do you want? Bring him up. Hand up.
Yeah.
Now, you want to see what the inside of Mr. Tolliver's head looks like? Just make a move. Any of you. If there is an offended party in all this, it's me. Was my lady got murdered and her boy? It was my wedding it was going to be. It was me spent this morning at the graveyard. And it's me that's going to bring the killer to justice. I mean, do that. I'm going to see him jailed and charged and tried and sentenced. That's my job. And I'm not going to delegate it to Mr. Tolliver or any bunch of yahoos pie-eyed on corn squeezing. You people, wipe your noses, tuck your pinafores back in your breeches, get on your horses and let the law do its job. I'm going to keep Mr. Tolliver here with me till I get Obie safe and sound into jail. Now move, all of you. Get!
What is this, Fly?
was it?
Well, it's just Spike barking at the moon. Hold still now. I'll be as gentle as I can. Oh, see, that's angered up some since this morning.
How long ago you say you got this?
A week ago Wednesday.
You picked a bad time to get shot.
Picked a bad time to get born.
Looks like buckshot, but I can't be sure. May as well leave the dressing off. You're on the mend. The good die young.
I don't smoke.
Well, I will have the good taste not to ask a practicing horse thief where he got a buckshot wound.
Second rate, remember?
Yeah, well, that's why you stayed up in the rocks, let your boy Willie do all the work.
Mind if I look at your teeth? Say what? Come on, open up. You're right. You don't smoke. Yeah, whoever was on that horse left that behind.
Well, he wasn't nowhere near Chalk Hill the day that happened.
Can he prove it?
No. Because he's not hunting by himself. He got a partridge and a turkey, and can't prove that neither because we ate the meat and the dog ate the bones.
Opie, seems like you could be easier on us, seeing as how we saved your neck.
But there's much to be grateful for, Marshal. Whilst we the only black family near Chalk Hill, there's others here and there coming through now and then. My point is, a thing like this happened, y'all not interested in getting the guiltiest. You just want the handiest.
Come on. I'm gonna have to hold you a few days.
Make it a few weeks till you find out who done it. Say, sleep easy. What you got for breakfast?
I wanted to come as a big surprise to you, Opie.
He's right. All they want for the handies.
Well, there's one that's even handier. What do you think?
Not my business.
Could he have faked that fit?
No.
Why not?
The eyes. He could fake the rest of it. The thrashing around, the moaning, the foaming at the mouth, grinding the teeth. But that boy's pupils were as big as dimes. No way to fake that.
You've been thinking about it.
Sure. Kid like that's the first thing crosses your mind. He's like a calf with 3 legs. Whatever we got inside tells us when we've done something wrong he has not got. There aren't many I know who could do a thing like that, but I believe he could. Only he didn't. Not flat on his back in the middle of a 4-alarm fit. Good night, Charlie. Give me a call if you need me.
Want your chair? Keep your seat.
I think we're gonna find that money somewhere on Opie's rack. Fella tends to side with a black man. Mob like that after him. Can't forget he's a liar and a lifetime horse thief.
Except he wouldn't gun down a woman, not in a million years.
Don't be so sure.
Charlie, it's hard to drink your whiskey.
Just let me handle it, will you?
Did you ever hear of a holdup like this? One man hidden completely out of sight. The other one comes out alone to face 2 armed men, get off his horse, hustle the money pouch, get back on his horse.
We found the tracks.
I saw the tracks. 1 horse, 3 shoes, 1 blank hoof. And not a boot track anywhere in sight.
What's so funny about that? He was sitting his horse.
To cover his partner on horseback from 40 yards, Charlie. That horse would have been ready to spook at the first shot. Now use your head. He'd have been off that horse, down on those rocks where he could get a bench rest for his gun.
All right, what was he doing there?
Suppose there wasn't any he. Suppose there was just a horse. Belonged to Obie's kid. They stole it, led it up there, slapped it on the rump, then knew it'd run home to Obie's corral.
All right, now there wasn't anybody up there on those rocks, then who did the killing? Hey.
Nobody's told me yet.
how that kid just happened to have an epileptic fit at exactly the right time.
Nobody told you yet how O.B. Watson just happened to get shot at exactly the right time.
All right, we'll check that out.
You heard Kirby. Kid was flat on his back, stick between his teeth. Couldn't.
All right, we're going to check that out, too, and that's only the first question. The other one is, who was he working with?
Friend, you've already made up your mind, haven't you? O.B.'s the best bet, but you want it to be Josh.
I want it to be whoever did it, and that's all.
You think the kid's like his brother. Well, he ain't. I'm not going to miss with this one, Heck. I missed with Dixie. Too busy to raise him. Left him with his mother. You know what she was. Couldn't raise a Jimson weed. Dixie wanted a tight rein, and I wasn't there to hang on to it, and that was that.
Don't take the blame.
Blame? I'm taking credit, friend. Josh is going to be a great artist. There's nothing to stop him. A kid's like a blank slate when he comes into this world. You can write on it what you want to. There's no bad ones born. Heck, they're made. You take a brand new baby and you raise him right, and he's going to turn out right.
You're whistling in the graveyard.
Heck, you're my oldest friend. Now, I'm asking you, why don't you just go on back to New Prospect and let me handle this?
Will you?
What?
Handle it? If the kid did it, will you face up to it? Or will you throw O.B. Watson to the wolves?
There's nothing to face up to because he didn't do it. And that's the beginning, middle, end of it.
Then you better get off it and put somebody else on.
Like who?
Like me. Whoever did this, I'm gonna nail his hide to the barn. You interfere with me, and I'll nail your hide right next to it.
All right, friend, you stay right there. I'm gonna settle this thing once and for all.
Yeah, Pop.
Hello, son. I want you to come over to the jail with me.
Why?
Got O.B. Watson. You said it was a black man.
Did I?
Don't you remember?
You know how it is when it's on me, Pa.
Well, wasn't it a black man?
Could have been. I don't want to put it on O.B. if I ain't sure. I gotta pack my things.
Josh, I'm not much account at talking. I don't have to tell you what you mean to me.
I know, Pa.
No, I don't think you do. You're all I've got, son. I try to have faith in you, Josh, but boy, sometimes it ain't easy.
Pa, I told you time and time again.
Let me finish. Dixie got your mother's soul. You got her talent. And her fits, too. I let you go with it. I figure you'd come to see him. Sooner or later, you'd come to see him for what he is. I walked around that Dixie like a wolf around a poison bait, but I ain't gonna walk around him anymore. I gotta know where you stand, son, and I gotta know it now.
He ain't no poison bait. He's my brother. And there ain't a man in Texas can stand up to him. And he's coming by here.
I forget about this no-account gunslinger, and you listen to me, because I want you to tell me the truth, and I want it straight. Do you understand what happened up there at Chalk Hill? Do you understand a perfectly innocent woman and her little son were gunned down in cold blood? Some animal rode up on them and cut them down from less than 10 feet away, their mouths open to scream, and no scream would come out. Can your mind grab that, son? Can you feel it? Can you get Dixie out of your head long enough to fix on it? This cold-blooded murder, the worst I've seen in 30 years as a law officer. Can you think about that? Can you say it over and over again in your head? Think on it!
What does that have to do with me?
I want to know if you heard, or saw, or did anything on Chalk Hill.
Pa, you think...
Answer me.
Lord almighty, Pa. What are you accusing me of? What kind of man do you take me for? What kind of faith is that? You're accusing me of killing a woman? Why would I have a cold to a thing like that?
Yeah. I'm going to wait for you, that's right.
I just as soon not talk about it. I wasn't thinking too swift and made a bad mistake, and that's all there is to it.
Well, you better start talking about it before it's too late. Now, you were at Shanley's.
On my way home.
Drunk.
Next thing to it, I got up near the narrow part of the trail. This white fella come along, and our horses were nose to nose. He says to me, "Get out my road, nigga." And then he pulled up alongside.
And you didn't get out of his road?
No, I didn't.
What did you do?
Kind of give him a little shove. Yeah, gentle like. And he left his horse and lit on his head. Then I noticed he had somebody with him with a shotgun. So I lit out and he cut one loose and I caught it, and that's how I got shot.
Who were they?
I don't know and don't want to know.
Well, then you can't prove it.
I got shot, didn't I?
Can you prove you were at Shanley's?
Black men don't go in there.
Then how did you get drunk?
I know where they keep the whiskey barrel out back. I took some. I wish I had some now.
Nobody saw you.
You know I'm a better thief than that.
I also know you are a good liar. And that's my problem.
Wait here. I hope I'm not interrupting anything. I know you're a busy man, Opie, and I'm just going to take a minute of your time.
Where we going?
I'm going to settle something. Right in there. All right, Josh. I know you were pretty sick while it was all going on, but you said you did see it was a black man.
I told you I didn't want to put it on Obie.
I want a straight answer, son. Is this the black man?
I don't know.
Is he or ain't he?
I don't know. He had a bandana on his face and I wasn't looking at it. Because he had a gun in his good hand and I was just worried about the woman and the boy.
Hold it! Josh, you don't have to lie.
Shut up.
What'd I say?
What do you mean he had a gun in his good hand?
I didn't mean anything, just a slip.
Well, what about his other hand?
I told you I couldn't have done it. How am I going to hold a gun, take the money, get on, get off a horse?
Obie, shut up!
Well, ask George and Hank about it. They never said nothing about no man with an arm and a sling.
It wasn't in a sling. He
Just what?
He just favored it.
You lying, miserable, no-count.
I'm sorry, Obie. You shouldn't have done it.
You shut your lying mouth, boy.
I didn't see too well at the robbery, but...
Go on, Josh.
I was up on Chalk Hill sketching a few days before it happened. And Obie was there on his pinto.
He's lying. He's a liar. He's lying in his teeth.
I'm sorry, Obie. He's my father. I gotta tell him the truth. He came riding up on his paint horse, and he looked down at the road cut, and he said that would be a hell of a place to stop the stage.
He lied. He's a liar. I'm gonna get him. By God, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill you.
right there, mister. Who are you? Name's Heck Ramsey. Do I know you? Been by a few times. What you want? Well, first off, I'd thank you to put that shotgun away. And, then I'd like you to tell me how a man would go about stealing some of your whiskey. And when you're done with that, I'd like to hear everything you know about Charlie Hollister's kid. And, that's for a starter.
See me come?
Nope.
All right.
Howdy.
Didn't mean to stay so long. You heard what happened, I expect.
Yes, it did. Posse stopped by here on his way back from the Gray Ranch.
Let's come along.
Yep.
Obie should have known better.
Obie?
Watson. He and his boys are the ones that did it. Boy, this is really coming along, Gabe. Gonna be a real corker.
Who says Obie Watson did it?
Oh, Hank seen him before he got hit. I did too, a little bit. Pretty sick. I remember part of it. You think a man like Obie'd know better?
Yes, I expect I would.
He come near getting lynched last night. You hear about that? Pa stood off a whole mob of them over at Obie's house over at the Hollow. Did Posse turn up anything?
Not much.
Well, I guess I better unpack.
Don't. You're leaving on the morning stage.
What do you mean?
Now, that ain't too complicated a notion to absorb, is it? Bright young fellow like you. What I said was you're leaving on the morning stage.
Where to?
Take your pick. You ain't got the money, I'll buy the ticket.
Are you mad at me, Gabe?
I don't get mad anymore. I'm too old for that. But I can still get powerful disgusted.
What happened? Those posse fellas telling tales about me or something?
Not them posse fellas. And now, not only getting blind in my old age, getting stupid too. That's worse. I was wondering why your work was slipping, getting slapdash. Like you were grinding out a dozen sketches in a dozen minutes just so you could account for the time you're away from here.
I know. You've been talking to Aunt Rhody. That's it, ain't it? She come by here, that crazy old lady with all them wild stories? Crazy as a loon. You know that, Gabe, don't you? She don't know her own name sometimes. She sees spooks in the nighttime. One time she told me she had dinner with the devil. Now, that's the truth, Gabe. Another time she come running up and said that Jesse James and his brother Frank and Cole Younger and the whole gang came riding into her kitchen on horseback. I mean, they're fixing to put that old lady in a lunatic asylum.
How much does your old man know about what you've been up to?
What I've been up to? I ain't done nothing.
Except maybe kill a woman and her boy.
Gabe, you don't think I had anything to do with that, do you?
The nickel-plated Smith & Wesson pocket pistol, which just happens to be missing from my collection, and 5 cartridges from the bottom left-hand drawer of my desk.
Gabe, you don't mean that. You can't accuse me of a terrible thing like that. Like my own father.
Ain't the old woman that's crazy. It's you. Only thing in the world wrong with you, boy. You're crazy. I worked hard for this, Josh. Spent years at it, long, hungry years.
threw away more pictures than you've ever seen in your life. But you were born with it. Never had to turn a tap. You got the greatest eye, greatest hand, greatest sense of line I ever saw in my life without ever being taught. You know what to do. You taught me things. But the pictures you draw are empty. There's no heart in them. Just like there's no heart in you. You're empty, too.
You're just like the rest of them. I'm no good. My ma was trash, and Dixie's trash, and so I'm trash, too.
That's got nothing to do with anything.
Oh, yes, it has. That old Claiborne woman come in here, and she tell you a lot of lies, and you believe every one of them? You want to believe her? All right. You want to get rid of me? I'll go. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get me a horse, and I'm going to ride south, and I'm going to find Dixie. And he and I are going to side each other, and there ain't nobody going to call us trash!
Evening, Doc.
Heard you wanted these.
The lethal bullets.
You separated these, figure out which is which?
Bones harden with age. The mutilated one I took from the woman. The unmarked one came from the boy.
Well, I'm afraid I'm not thinking too clearly right now.
And I was a bit professionally detached. I'm sorry. I forgot your personal involvement.
Yeah, probably been guilty of the same thing myself. 32 caliber. 2 little pieces of lead, 2 little old slugs. And they don't even know what they did. Now, why in the world do you suppose anybody would try and rob a stagecoach with a dinky little gun like that?
I don't follow you, Ramsey.
Well, people who are in the stagecoach robbing business figure that the bigger the gun you draw, the less likely you are to have to use it. Now, these slugs came from a lady's pistol.
Perhaps Mrs. Muldoon was carrying it and they took it away from her.
Nora didn't even want me to carry a gun. Those slugs are just a little bit under half an ounce. Any distance over 5 feet, a gun like that wouldn't even get your attention. These things came from a Colt house model caliber 32 or a Smith & Wesson pocket pistol.
How can you tell that?
Here, take a look. You'll find very few rifling marks on the slugs. Gun like that at any distance at all just wouldn't be accurate.
Why would anyone design an inaccurate gun?
You go meat hunting with a shotgun or a rifle. Any handgun in this world, any gun that'll fit in your pocket or your purse is designed for the express purpose of killing another human being. Yeah, both slugs from the same gun.
If I can be of any further service.
Thanks, Doc.
Now you woke up, I'll get that black off your face. I wish I could tell when he means it.
Aunt Rhody?
It's about time.
Aunt Rhody, I know you're in there.
Come ahead!
bad is it?
You sure you want to know?
Rance?
Don't think I'm gonna make it.
Oh, you're gonna make it. Now, don't worry about that.
You're going to take care of him, ain't you?
Ain't so bad.
He needs a doctor to fetch that bullet out of there.
I already talked to Doc Kirby. He'll be out first thing in the morning. And you rest easy, Rance. Sorry I took so long getting here. A lot of things happening in town.
Sure.
Sure.
I'll talk to you in a minute, Aunt Rhodey.
I got to fetch a pail of water anyway.
I wasn't expecting that man to throw down on me, Josh. Kind of caught me off guard. Did I hit him?
Sure did.
Kind of sorry about that. Hurt him bad?
No, he's gonna be fine. 2-week rest, full pay. He'd thank you for it if he knew. You take it easy. We'll talk more in the morning.
When the doc gonna come?
First thing.
You bring your daddy, won't he?
No, he ain't gonna ask you no questions. He's just gonna fix you. Get some sleep now. Talk to you about.
Don't tell me. Let me guess.
Where's the money?
There weren't none.
Oh, yes, there was. I read it in the newspaper. Some $780 in gold and some checks.
Never seen it.
Now, look, I got no time to fool around. I need the money for Rance's doctor bills. Now, you know that. Doc Kirby ain't coming out here for nothing.
Doc Kirby ain't coming out here anyway at all, and you know he ain't.
Would I lie to you?
Yeah.
Now, looky here.
Let me tell you what I'll do. If Doc Kirby comes out here, I'll go and I'll fetch that money and I'll pay him off and then I'll give you all the rest. That's a square deal, ain't it?
You ain't gonna do no such thing.
Oh, let me go. I never told Rance. He still don't know. He's had it rough, but if I told him what you'd done, that'd kill him.
What'd I do?
You went and killed that poor woman and her little boy.
Oh, he done it. He come up and she started screaming it was him robbed the stage and he lost his head. He killed them both.
Boy, I mightn't can't read, but I can hear. And I can understand plain talk. I hear what they're saying at Chainley's. And I understood every word of what Gabe Rawlins told me about you.
Look, I'm done talking, Aunt Rhodey. Now, where's the money?
John! John! What'd you kill that woman for? And her boy, too. What for?
I didn't kill nobody, Rance. Opie done it. He come by after you left, and the woman started hollering that it was him shot the guard, and he lost his head. He killed them both.
Opie?
I'm telling you what he done. He's crazy drunk. He lost his head. He would have killed me, too. I was lucky.
Opie Watts, he never done nothing.
Shut up, Rance.
Why'd you do it, Josh? Why?
Shut your blabbermouth.
Let that alone.
That jackass up to now.
He'd come and go pretty much as he wanted. Gone 4, 5 hours, sometimes longer.
Ever ask him where he went?
Oh, yeah, once in a while. Always had a story, sometimes ring true, sometimes not. Thing is, I'd look at those sketches he'd bring back. I didn't much care if he's lying to me or not.
He spent a lot of time in that honky-tonk west of here.
Shanley's. Oh, I knew that.
He know you knew?
Likely. I figured it wouldn't hurt him none to take on a snootful once in a while. Never hurt me when I was his age. Besides, his old man wasn't paying me to be nursemaid. I was supposed to teach him to paint. Boys got talent like that tend to overlook things. Expect Edgar Allan Poe's folks didn't complain too much about his carrying on. As long as he kept writing those poems. I figured him to be a born hellraiser. Never entered my head he'd do what he'd done. Even think about it.
Well, there they are.
Likely got the gun with him.
Now we got everything but how he faked that fit.
He'd fake anything.
Doc Kirby said he could fake anything but the eyes.
night last night. Gabe doesn't know where. He might be back and he might not. Left his stuff in his room. You still betting on Obie?
Odds are getting longer.
Longer than you think. Turn it over.
Where'd you get this?
That old woman makes moonshine on Poverty Creek. She brought it to Gabe, said she found it in the county road.
I'm sorry, Heck.
I'm sorry, too. Josh.
Yes. He wants money. He killed my dog.
You tell him where the money is?
The devil did him. He was in that tree on the hill. Mike. Mike.
Won't be long.
Don't let him come back.
Won't ever bother you again.
Thanks.
Find it, old lady. Can't hide it forever. And we'll dig it up and ride south. And me and Dixie gonna have us a time.
Nora knew the drug business. She knew what you were doing with that eyedropper. You didn't figure on that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You must have done it just south of Chalk Hill. What happened? She faced you with it when the driver let out after Rance? She'd have done that. She was that kind of woman. She didn't know she was dealing with a
What are you, Josh? What kind of a name is there for a thing like you?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm doing a job of work here for Aunt Rodeo. There. Old lady, she went off her head. Started walking around last night. She fell down a ditch, hurt herself bad. You know, the fella come by, said there's gold on this property. And he said for her to get him some samples, and he offered to buy the place. Pay her good money. I know it sounds crazy.
It is.
No, Lord's truth. Look, that old lady's hurt bad. And, I figured I could get some samples and give them to the fella. Well, you don't think I lie to you now, do you? What's the matter? But you think I'm lying? Dixie! He beat up that old lady over there by the cabin, and he's fixing to do me, too. I'm doing a job of work here, and I hear the ruckus, and I go over there, and there he is, about to kill her. Go on, you fix him, Dixie. You clean his plow. We'll go to Texas, you and me. What do you do that for?
I run into Daddy down on the country road. He told me what you done. You poor, miserable excuse for a human being. You ain't never gonna make a man if you live to be 1,000. Apologize for him, mister. I ain't responsible. But he's blood kin, and I apologize.
Stage company put up a $250 reward. And when I walked into the bank, cashed the check, I noticed that there weren't any bars on the windows, and there was a 1885 Warrington Fairfield safe. I could have opened it with a chawed toothpick. You imagine me thinking about a thing like that?
Yeah, I can imagine you thinking about a thing like that.
Well, anyway, I couldn't stay in Enid, what with Josh being Charlie's son and all. So I just kind of ran it all through the sieve, and I guess New Prospect just got lucky.
You checked in at the police station yet?
No, and I'm not likely to. I think maybe Oliver was right about me being too hard on folks.
What changed your mind?
I'll let you know when I get it sifted out.
What are you going to do about that?
I'm going to sit here and listen to it.
sir. I saw you right in. I spent the last 2 days watching up the North Road towards Enid.
What's going on?
Jess Wainwright's trail hands, drunk, raising hell. Will you help me? Those are firecrackers. They're not wearing guns.
Hold on that for a minute.
Oliver, are you advocating violence? Sam better get ready for an outbreak of correctional and therapeutic mayhem.